off this morning is we want to look at long division. Now we're going to write down the key in long division. The key thing is there are some steps. So I'm going to say the key steps in our long division. So I'm going to list them. 1, you divide. So you notice that your timetable is necessary. 2, you multiply after that.
You subtract.
3, you subtract. 4, we bring down. So basically we're looking at just the ideas. We're going to move on in, but we want to make sure that everybody is okay with these things. So what we have here is this. Going down in that order. Let us jump at this now. Now let us look at some things here that when we're doing our long division, we need to know some things that we're going to put here on the board. So now the number that you put here is called the divisor. The number that we put here is called a dividend. All right. So the divisor is the one that you put outside there. And then we have the thing that you will divide up. That thing that you will divide up is called the dividend. And then now we have another thing on top. It's called the quotient. And then down here, whatever left over, we call the remainder. And then there is the leftover, I'll say leftover. Is the remainder. So most importantly, the number that is going to go here is called the divisor. So that is going to be used to divide up the thing. This number in here is the thing that we want to divide. When you divide up the dividend, the answer is called the quotient. And if there's any leftover, we call that the remainder. It's things that everybody know already. All right. So let's say we're starting off with say 16. We're dividing this by 2. All right. 16, which is what we call the dividend. And then we have the divisor out here. So the divisor are going to go into the dividend. All right. So let us say we start off. Normally, you'll say 2 into 1. You know that's not possible. So you said, no, 2 into 1, we can't. So we said, oh, 2 into 16. So all right, 2 into 16 can work. So 2 into 16, you have to know your timetable. Okay, you realize now when you don't know your timetable, long division will give you a big problem. And that is why I was always saying, guys, you have to know the timetable. 2
it goes 8 times.
8. Very good. And you notice I'm going to put the 8. Look where I put the 8 over the 6. I didn't put it over the 1, you know. You notice I didn't put the 8 over the 1, so I want you to line up your work neat. Because we already said 2 into 1 and we can't. So now we're saying 2 into the 16. So we are making sure to line up the things properly. Now watch this. When you divide, the second step is to multiply. So we're going to say 8 times 2. 8, let me use the arrow to show you. Here it is. 8 times 2. Oh yeah. 8 times 2. And that is going to give us 16. And after you multiply, we subtract. 16 from 16 is 0. Now, if you notice, there is nothing to bring down. And whenever you realize that there is nothing to bring down, that's when you know that you're finished. Nothing to bring down. Now, watch this now. Now, we are saying that at this moment, we're not rushing anything in. We're just looking at principles first. Principles. Now, I want everybody to write this off, but we're going to put some labels on these. We're going to say to you that the divisor was 2. The dividend 16, the quotient 8, and the remainder was a 0. There was no remainder, so it's a 0. What you also can notice though is that if I want to get back the original thing, I can do this. Check this out. If I want to use the ideas to get back the original thing, I can say my divisor. If you multiply your divisor by your quotient, and that is what you were saying to me just now. If you multiply your divisor by your quotient and then add the remainder, look at this. We're just messing around with the ideas. It's going to be equal to the dividend. I want everybody to write off this. This is serious. Let's say we're dividing, say, 28. We're dividing that by 5. All right, so 28 by 5. We're still going to do the process. There's a certain process that we do. All right? And the process is we divide, we multiply, we subtract, we bring down. We divide, we multiply, we subtract, we bring down. Come again, we divide, we multiply, we subtract, we bring down. We have to remember that process. That's what we do every single time. Now we're going to say 5 into what? 5 into 2. We can't because the 5 is bigger than the 2. Then we're going to have to say 5 into 28. At this time, your timetable is what is going to help you. 5 into 28 is how many times? Can somebody just quickly say?
5 times.
5 times. You notice I'm going to put the 5 over the 8.
5 times, sir.
Yes, 5 times. Then we're going to say 5 times 5 right there. See that? Let's look at the arrow. 5 times 5. Do you see the arrow? 5 times 5. 5 times 5 gives us 25. And that's what we're going to subtract. Now, look at this now. When you subtract the 5 from the 8, you're left with 3. The 2 from the 2. So you notice now, this one, there is a 3. Can the 5 go into the 3 down here? Can we say 5 into the 3? No. Okay. So for this one now, we want to quickly write down some key things. All right. Now, 29, we want to divide that by maybe 3. All right, so 829, I want to divide that by 3. Let me move up the screen a little bit now. So then we would set this up. We're doing long division, so we set it up like this. The 829 is the dividend. It has to go here. And the 3 is the divisor. It comes there. All right. So the 3 is the divisor and it comes right there. We're saying, all right, we're going to do some division now. So we're going to definitely say, we're going to say now, 3 into the 8. Right there. 3 into the 8. 3 into the 8 goes 2 times. Notice my 2 will be over the 8. I don't just put it anywhere now. Look where it is, over the 8. It lines up. And then we multiply. All right, and then we multiply. So now, 2 3s, 6. Then we subtract. 8 minus 6, that is a 2. And then now you bring down. You're going to bring down that 2. And it turns it into 22. Then now we're going to say 3 right into the 22. 3 into the 22, you have to know your timetable.
7 times, sir?
7 times. 7 times 3. Watch me.
21, sir.
7 times 3, 21. Very good. We subtract. We get a 1. So we get a 1 right there. Then we have to bring down this 9. So when you bring down that 9, it's 19 that you're working with. Then we say 3 into 19. Anybody with their timetable?
6 times, sir.
6 times, sir.
Exactly. All right. And then you say 6 3s, 18. And then you subtract. we get 1. Now, when you look here, there is nothing to bring down. And so 3 into 829 goes how many times?
276 times.
Yes, 276 times. And how much remainder?
One remainder, sir.
And
Remainder.
1 remainder. Very good. And if I should say to the class, what is the quotient?
The quotient is
276, sir.
276.
26, sir.
Very good. And if we should say, what is the divisor?
Yes, sir.
Divisor is 3.
Sir.
Yes. And lastly, the
Three.
dividend. Yes. And the dividend?
829.
829. Very good. All right, good. So guys, so basically,